The African Transformation Movement ATM leader and Member of Parliament Vuyolwethu Zungula has launched a scathing attack on President Cyril Ramaphosa, accusing him of attempting to evade accountability over the explosive Phala Phala scandal through what it described as a calculated legal delay tactic. In a strongly worded letter, Zungula, through his legal representatives, rejected Ramaphosa's latest court application aimed at reviewing and setting aside the findings of the independent Phala Phala panel chaired by former Chief Justice Sandile Ngcobo. The letter paints Ramaphosa's legal move as nothing more than a desperate effort to shield himself from parliamentary scrutiny over the controversial theft of $580,000 in cash from his Phala Phala game farm in Limpopo in 2020. According to Zungula's attorneys, the president's application is ill-founded and forms part of what they call the classic Stalingrad approach, a term often used in South African legal and political circles to describe deliberate attempts to delay legal proceedings through endless litigation. The political showdown comes after Ramaphosa approached the Western Cape High Court earlier this week, seeking an order declaring the Ngcobo panel's report unlawful and invalid. The President panel, established by Parliament in 2022, found there was a prima facie evidence suggesting Ramaphosa may have committed serious violations of the Constitution and may have improperly exposed himself to a conflict of interest in relation to the concealed foreign currency theft at his farm. The report triggered widespread political outrage at the time and nearly plunged the country into a constitutional crisis. Ramaphosa has consistently denied wrongdoing, maintaining that the dollars stolen from the farm were proceeds from the sale of game animals to Sudanese businessman Hazim Mustafa. However, critics have questioned why such a large amount of foreign currency was allegedly kept hidden on the property instead of being deposited into banking system. The president now argues that Parliament should hold any impeachment-related processes until the courts have ruled on the validity of the panel's findings. In papers filed before the court, Ramaphosa warned that allowing Parliament to proceed with an impeachment inquiry while his legal challenge is pending will amount to an injustice, and said it will be intolerable and a travesty if the National Assembly were to proceed with an impeachment process triggered by the panel's report, at a time when a challenge to the lawfulness and validity of that report is pending. But Zungula and his legal team have fiercely rejected that argument, saying the president is effectively trying to obstruct Parliament from carrying out its constitutional duty of holding the head of state accountable. Zungula cited as the fifth respondent in the matter because he was among the members of parliament who initially pushed for parliament to adopt the panel's findings and initiate impeachment proceedings against Ramaphosa. In the letter, Zungula's attorney argued that Ramaphosa's legal maneuver directly undermines a recent ruling by the Constitutional Court, which earlier this month found that Parliament acted unlawfully when it voted in December 22 against adopting the Phala Phala panel's report. The Constitutional Court subsequently ordered the National Assembly to refer the report to an impeachment committee for further consideration. Parliament has since moved ahead with that directive by appointing a 31-member impeachment committee tasked with considering the panel's findings and determining whether formal impeachment proceedings against Ramaphosa should proceed. However, no impeachment vote has yet taken place. Zungula's legal representatives insist the committee's work should continue without interference and warned that any unnecessary delays could potentially place Parliament at odds with the Constitutional Court's directive, and that your client clearly wishes to delay being subjected to a fair and constitutional process. This is by its nature untenable and undesirable. The letter further accuses Ramaphosa of attempting to create a constitutional conflict between the judiciary and parliament in a bid to avoid political accountability, and said it is unprecedented and entirely inappropriate for one organ of state, in particular the president, to attempt to interdict the proceedings of another, being the National Assembly. Zungula's attorneys have proposed that the matter be heard on an expedited basis in August and have already outlined a timetable for the exchange of legal papers. The growing legal and political battle threatens to reignite tensions around the Phala scandal, which has continued to haunt Ramaphosa's presidency despite surviving previous attempts to remove him from office. The scandal first erupted in 2022 after former State Security Agency boss Arthur Fraser laid criminal charges against the president, alleging that Ramaphosa concealed the theft of millions in foreign currency from his farm and bypassed proper legal reporting procedures. Although Ramaphosa survived the initial parliamentary vote in 2022 after the African National Congress rallied behind him, the Constitutional Court's recent judgment has revived the impeachment process and placed the matter firmly back into the national spotlight. Political analysts say the latest clash between Ramaphosa and Zungula could become a defining constitutional battle over the separation of powers between the executive and parliament. Meanwhile, the political parties have said that while President Ramaphosa is fully entitled to pursue legal action against the Section 89 Independent Panel report on Phala, that should not hinder Parliament's impeachment committee. Parliament spokesperson Moloto Matapo said the Speaker of the National Assembly has received the names of members from political parties who will serve on the impeachment committee. The deadline for the submission of names by political parties was Friday, May 22, 2026. Almost all political parties met the deadline except the African National Congress, which indicated that it will submit its names over the weekend. The ANC has since submitted its nominees. Good Party and Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania will not participate as each party has only one member in parliament who also serves in cabinet. DA federal leader Hill Lewis, who was speaking at the sidelines of the DA's voter registration campaign in the Western Cape, said that Ramaphosa got to pursue his legal rights and said he is fully entitled to do that. We'll see what happens with that process. I see that he has started the process already, but that is a process that could take some time. To my mind, the work of the committee must continue. It's got a long work program. It has a lot to do. It should not be unnecessarily delayed. The MK Party Chief Whip Mabatso Mokoena Zondi said the party's position has always been very clear, and that the filing of a legal review by the president does not suspend Parliament's constitutional obligation. The Section 89 process is a parliamentary process. It's not a presidential process, and Parliament cannot simply fold its hands every time a sitting president approaches the courts. The president is fully entitled to exercise his legal rights as any citizen would. However, that cannot become a mechanism to delay or frustrate accountability. Parliament remains constitutionally obligated to satisfy itself whether there are sufficient grounds for impeachment proceedings, and that responsibility exists independently of any ongoing litigation unless a competent court specifically orders otherwise. And at this stage, there has been no indication that the president has obtained any interdict preventing Parliament from processing. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.